Okay, awesome. So, welcome to Show and Tell for Lab 13, week one slash week two, whatever. I can say this week two because week one, with Memorial Day, it sort of sidelined. Everything got a little weird for Friday. So, this is our first official Show and Tell Brown Bag Flex Fest. We're just gonna go individually with this list that I curated of people who signed up with their team and who's presenting. And the rules are simple. You have 2 minutes. I pass it off to you. You share your screen, and you can show us the whole squad. You can show us what you came up with over the week. It doesn't have to be, a complete walkthrough. You could just focus on like one little thing that was really cool. Like today or this week, we found out that I don't know that the emphasis tag in HTML makes text bold, and here we want to show off all the bold text we have on this web page. Or it could be a component that you wrote in React. It could be I don't know. It could be a well, you get the idea. So show me something that you're proud of, and let's take a look at what everybody's working on. So I have this rule when it comes to labs where when we do show and tell, I have an alarm that I set on my phone, and the rule is that if you go over 2 minutes, and I have to be realistic about this because last time it killed me. But if you go over 2 minutes, then I have to do 25 push-ups. And at the end of this, I do all the push-ups like consecutively. And so I would really prefer it if you don't go over 2 minutes, because last time it really sucked. I did 50 push-ups for each time last time, and it was crazy. So cool. I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to pass it off to everybody who's presenting. So I'm going to start out with Thomas. He's going to be presenting for Training Bot 3. And Thomas, let me know when you're ready to go. You can unmute yourself and let's get it, man. Let's do this.
All right.
Are you ready?
What's up, guys? I'm Thomas, Training Bot 3. Yep, I'm ready. I'm doing it. This is my team, Divya, myself, Ben, and Joe. And this is a build-on project. And basically, Training Bot is an app for scheduling internal training messages. So if you're an organization and you want to send your people human resources information or training materials, you can do it through our app, and you can do it through multiple channels. So you can use SMS, email, Slack, and it can be user defined. That's one of our goals. So cool features. We got SSO through Auth0. And we also have magic links, which is very cool. So I'll demo those. Hit the magic link. The little cute jumping guy from the group before us. And so if you're logging in through a magic link, it just lets you have a seamless experience. So your admin can send you a magic link, or you can request a magic link, and then bam, you're right in there. And you can look through your training series, the things that have been sent to you. We're eventually going to have a comment functionality where you'll be able to go and make comments on the individual things, and people can respond to you. It'll be like a social thing. And this is what the third iteration is building out. We're adding the kind of user side.
15-second warning.
And I can show you the admin side app. How 15?
15.
Did I have 15 left? Or? All right. Yeah. So you can add team members, add series. Very cool stuff. And that's our team. So catch you at the next show and tell.
Oh my God, you scared me. I thought we were going to get started off. And Tom, thank you so much for presenting. No, that was perfect. That was perfect. Whoops. Okay. Cool. Awesome. That was perfect. 2 minutes. Awesome. 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 Let's kick it off to Brandon with School in the Cloud. Brandon, are you there?
I am.
All right, Brandon. Let's get it.
All right. Hey, everybody. I'm Brandon, and me and my group are working on a project called School in the Clouds, which is basically a online platform for volunteers to basically sign up, join. They can do training on different training modules, and then after that, they can then be approved, and then they can volunteer for classrooms with a high student-to-teacher ratio. And my team members, I don't really have pictures of them, but they are include it's myself, Abdul, Josie, and Stephanie. And let me just share my screen. And it's going to look very similar to the last one because our code base is actually the same. As you can see right here, we are both building off training bots too. And so for us, we have yet to modify the front end to fit our needs. So it's pretty much the same thing. But basically, we can log in through the sign-in right now through our Auth0 school in the cloud account. You can either log in with email and password after you sign up, or you can just log in with your Google account. So we're going to go through the Google account for this demonstration. Just going to take a bit. My computer's a little slow. All right, basically here it is. This is what we have down so far. Very similar to the last one. But from here, we basically have all our training series right here, which is where the volunteer, or for now, this is where the admins will be able to see all the training series and manage them. And then from the volunteer side, which we don't have implemented yet, the volunteers should be able to see the list of training series they're a part of, and then they can check if they're approved through it already. Pretty much that's all we have right now. We should be able to eventually send out notifications through email and text message.
All right, cool. Thank you for everything, Brandon. I didn't realize that both training bots were going back to back. That was kind of funny how that worked out. Fantastic. Where is my list? My list is, oh my God. I'm so sorry about this. Okay, awesome. Next, I got Chris from Quake Viewer, not Quake the game.
All right, cool. Hey, y'all. Should be sharing my screen now. You see it?
Yep, see you.
Cool. So I'm going to show you how in Flask you can get a nice query string, and you can also, without duplicating any code, get your HTML forms to submit data. So in a Flask app or in a Jinja template in HTML, you got some input fields that you're passing into Flask, and you can digest those arguments with something like request.form to dict. And that's nice, but what if you want to process those same queries as a query string like this in a nice little API? In Flask, you can use something called request.args to dict, or you could use request.values to dict, and it's going to collect all of that information the same way. So now I can use request.values.get, and it will get it either if it's a form or an argument. So if it's in the query string or it's in a form from my Jinja template, it's going to come through the same way. And so that lets us share a URL that's going to pipe through our HTML forms really nicely, and also just allow users to use the form just like a regular web page. And so that's all we got. So we got some sweet animations where we can see some devastating earthquake action going on, and we can share those URLs to our users.
Chris, thank you. This is the one time that earthquakes are kind of, I don't know, this project's really cool. I think it's like also, it's helpful. We had a project that was similar to like, I think it was called Should I Live Here? It was from Lab 12, and it was kind of like the same idea of like moving to different parts of the country and just like, man, should I take this developer job in like San Jose, California? Looks like there's a lot of earthquakes. So this is helpful. I mean, for all of us, I'm sure we're all kind of in that same situation of thinking of places to live. Cool. Thanks, Chris, for presenting. Oh my God, Lydia with Delphi. This is my girl right here. What's up, Lydia? Sorry, no pressure or anything.
Not
Didn't
too
mean to
much.
put you on the spot.
Doing well. Okay, I'm going to get started here. So I'm Lydia. I'm with the group Delphi, and my group consists of Chad, Amarachi, Josh, and Kermit is our UI designer. This whole week, we spent a lot of time setting up our data models. So we had all these endpoints that we created. We put a lot of like time and planning into that. And then I know like all of us are just in week 2, so I wanted to talk about like some of the issues we've run into so far. So we did this like Auth0 tutorial that basically showed us how to get around using browser router. And in like setting state through the actual DOM instead of the virtual DOM, which is causing a ton of problems for us right now. So I went ahead and tried to like replace all of this with browser router, and then another person in my group tried to implement browser router like in the actual app.js. So I think we're going to be able to actually make it work by doing that, like adding a routing system into the app component and then adding another layer of abstraction to like get the routes to work properly. So that's been like really exciting for us to like run into all these issues. But we were able to like make MVP on all levels, and we have OAuth working and data coming up. But I just would like to pass it off to Kermit for 30 seconds to talk about UI.
Hello, everyone. Thanks, Lydia. So I'm Kermit, the UI designer on Delphi. So I spent this week gathering usability participants to make sure our product is as usable as possible. Additionally, trying to share my screen in a second, I designed a landing page. So the idea behind the landing page is it makes it easier for people to actually use your product. This is but one of dozens of iterations of a landing page I've worked on. The reason a landing page is so important is it's kind of like the window into a website. If your landing page isn't easy to navigate, it's unlikely that anyone will actually be able to use the product we've all worked so hard to make. So thank you, everyone. See ya.
Oh, man, you just got it. That's crazy. Kermit, thank you. Lydia, thank you. Routes are cool. It's like really cathartic when you figure out routes, but man, it's so funny like when you start abstracting and something, how complicated this gets. But I think that's why we're all here, because we're good at that. Okay, I got Mario, who's going to tell us about IntelliFlight. Mario, where did you go, Mario?
Oh, I'm right here. I just started screen sharing. Yeah, so I'm Mario. I'm with the group IntelliFlight. We have 5 members. We have Steve, Irving, Jared, and myself, who are on basically web duty. And then we have Jeffrey, who does our UX and UI. And you'll see some of his good work here with the graphics and logos that we have so far. So we have IntelliFlight. IntelliFlight's basically going to allow a simple way for pilots to access pilot reports to plan their routes before they're going to take off, and gives them the ability to update or add their own pilot reports if they see anything while they're in the sky. So basically think Waze for pilots. Here's our interface. When you land, you log in. We have our authorization through Auth0, which is pretty cool. It allows you to sign up, of course, new account, or just log in with Google. Probably add some. We're probably going to play around with some social functions, see if you can log in through Facebook. See if that would actually help our user experience. But we do have that option through Auth0, which is pretty nice. When you land, here's kind of a rough pull from our API showing kind of an example of what the pilot data is going to look like. From there, you should be able to set a destination or takeoff city and see where what weather conditions might lie upon that route. And like I said, when you land, you'll be able to update really quick if you saw anything, any tornadoes or anything in the area that we're incoming. We're using Google Map as our API. So we're going to have full access to a lot of Google's, algorithms. One of the things that we've been working on recently here was trying to get their predictive search to work. So you'll have all of the benefits of Google kind of taking over your kind of internal search engine optimization there for you. So that's pretty neat. Overall, we have some pretty good plans for this. We're going to see how far we can.
Oh my God, Mario! I'm so sorry.
No worries. But yeah, that's IntelliFlight.
Cool. Thank you, Mario. Thank you for presenting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Let me get my list out. All right. So what we got is 25 push-ups right now. Okay. I'm going to pass it off to Benson. Right? Yeah, Benson with local chat.
How's it going, guys? Let me share the screen. So we're doing local chat, which is a location-based chat app, kind of like Tinder. Users can kind of join a chat room or create a chat room if they're in proximity. If they want to chat about something that's local in the area, whether it's like a convention or a sporting event. So I'm doing this with Banish, who's our UX. Dorena, Dayton, John, Tenzing, and myself, we're all from web. And we decided to do a mobile app rather than a mobile responsive web page. And so for the most part, we just have some of the stuff built out for the front end, and you can have a display of a list of chats and maybe some information if you click on it. And then we could go to map, and then it'll display your location using the Google Maps API. And there's some issue with trying to get this to, I guess, update as you're moving, but that's just because we're using an emulator, and I'm not sure how to do that. We implemented like a camera section where you could kind of access the camera and take a photo, or choose from the library. So that was kind of cool. There is an auth flow to this as well, but we've ran into a problem with deploying this, whether through like an app store or through like Google Play. So we haven't implemented that yet, but that's about it for local chat.
Local chat. Thank you, Benson. It's kind of like chat roulette, but like geographically. I don't know. Does anybody remember chat roulette? It's weird as hell, but maybe a little bit more wholesome. I don't know. Anything like that, just the internet has to ruin for everybody, right?
Yeah.
But at least when it's like locally based, it's kind of like, well, I might run into this person in the world someday, so maybe I shouldn't. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for.
Worse,
Yeah, well, I don't. That's exactly what I'm afraid of. Thanks for presenting, Benson. Sick. All right. Okay. Taylor was Slack stand-up manager.
Hello, my name is Taylor, and let me pull it up real fast. I'm about to tell you about the only app you're going to ever use for something we all do all the time, which is stand-ups. And how annoying are they? Well, we're about to make it a lot easier on everybody. So we were lucky enough to inherit some legacy code, and before they basically had it built out so anybody could make stand-ups. We're making ours kind of completely centric to managers specifically, so they can view kind of the morale of their team as well as doing their stand-ups in a quick and like efficient way, so you don't have to sit for like a really long meeting or anything. So we created templates of different polls and everything, and so you can select if you want manager questions or stuff like that. And this day of the week thing was something we inherited as well. And you can also type in whatever questions you really want. But the one thing I would like to point out here, which I think we're working on and is kind of one of the best parts of the app, is here we have a stats page. So managers can see how well their whole team is doing, like kind of through all the sentiment reports we send them. So I think it would just be a really good tool for managers to use to basically make sure their team is great. And I could see everyone here at Lambda eventually using it. And me as someone who's a PM, something like this would be very handy. That's my presentation.
Yes, it would. Taylor, by the way, you got like the illest like presentation, backdrop, lighting, the jacket, the chair, it's everything. I hope y'all are taking notes. It's crazy. Awesome. Thank you for presenting, Taylor. Let me, I'm getting some feedback, so please don't take offense to them. Muting y'all. Okay, terrific. Right, Francis Chen is going to be telling us about Market Organizer. Francis, are you here?
Yes, I am. I'm going to do my screen share. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, man.
Just briefly go over this. So we are Market Organizer. We are a team that consists of team members Latifa, Sem, Twa, Patrick, and I, and our PM Lloyd, who's also here as well. Market Organizer is basically an online platform where vendors can choose stalls from farmers markets for events. So far what we set up, we basically set the login and sign-in functionalities. So right now I'm going to log in with my login information here. And I just logged in, and I have the ability to see the now users that are participating that are in this group. I can create my vendor profile here. I'm going to do, just put a bunch of stuff here. And I can create a vendor profile. I can add inventory to tell people, hey, this is what's in my inventory whenever I'm in a farmer's market. we also have a landing page where you can choose. This is actually on a separate site because we're doing some debugging. A list of all the markets that we can choose to rent stalls from. We also do have a place that market people can, if they're a market user, they can choose. Okay, the form is on. Well, anyhow, they can choose where to they can put up a market profile so that if they're a market owner, they can tell other people, hey, our stalls are open for business. Come to our place to do some rent. We're hoping to integrate Stripe and integration API so that we can help merchants handle transactions so that we can pay for the operational costs of running a website. That's our app, Market Organizer app. Thank you so much.
Market Organizer in the house. Francis, good to see you. I forgot that it was you. And
yep.
For those who don't recognize Francis, he's part of a team. They all stuck together for this round of labs, which is really cool to see them kind of like sink their teeth into a different project entirely. So that's awesome. Yep. Good to see you, Francis.
Thank you. You too.
Cool. Megan Jones with Recruiter Rule Engine. Megan, are you here?
Yes, I am, and that's me.
What's up?
Yeah, I'm good. So we are Recruiter Rule Engine. My teammates are Omar, Tim, Duke, and Brandon. And what we're making is an app that will basically take the most boring, annoying part of a recruiter's job and automate it for them. So I'll go ahead and share my screen. So I already put an email in here to make it easy to show you. But basically, we can sign in and sign up. Through here, we've got the authentication through Firebase there and working right now. So this is our candidate form. So basically how this works is that a user can come in and they can create what's called a rule engine. So we have a bunch of conditions that they can pick from and choose from and create. And then with all of their sets of conditions that they create, they can choose addressee types. And then those types are things that they can put emails into. So like, for example, instead of having to remember that you need to send emails to Joe, Fred, and Susie for React developers, and you need to send things to Frank and John for Node, whatever, I don't know. You can go in and you can create React and make it so that it works. So, and then it'll send the emails. So I'll show you what we have here. We've got Node Mailer working, and to show it works, this actually came from our Node app, which was cool. But basically, you put a candidate in, and then it goes through the data, and it will spit it out and send it as an email to the correct person in the correct department for that recruiter. So that's basically the idea. I'll log us out, and that's it.
Excellent, Megan. Thank you. Down to the second. Y'all are doing so good with this time. I was kind of worried like 2 minutes is not going to fly. No, thank you very much, Megan, for presenting. I have the feeling that like Lambda hiring partners are trying to hire Lambda to make something like this for them. I mean, that's like, I don't know if that's like a good deal or a bad deal. I mean, like we get jobs, but they get free software development. That works out, I guess, right? Anyway, cool. I have Tristan with Saudi Studio, one of 2 Saudi projects. Tristan, are you in the building?
Yep, I'm right here.
All right.
Yep, I'm with Saudi Studio. It's me, and then my team members are Alan, Garrett, Steve, and Tom. We're making this, making this text-based app. So basically, this right here is what the grandchildren users are going to use. So they would text something, and then there would be these numbers here, and there would be a corresponding response, and you'd go down that like a text tree. And what we're building is, you can see my landing page right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what we're building is a platform to actually design those flows for small business owners and such in East African countries, because most people don't have smartphones. So texting, these like text tree things are the main way that information is transferred. Right now we have our landing page, and then we have our login with Google, which then brings you to the user page where you can then also update information here. And then we do have information here displaying from our back end. And yeah, so
Awesome. Thanks, Tristan.
that's it.
Yeah. That's such a cool idea. This project is going to be so damn interesting. It's also like one of the prettiest landing pages I've ever seen in my life. I feel just so excited looking at that page. Can I ask you where those illustrations came from?
Yeah, I think Tom did all those, our UI person.
Excellent. Yeah, cool. Wish she was here so I could ask her more about it. I know she's out for this, but cool. Thanks for presenting, Tristan. Okay, cool. Moving along. We're winding down, y'all. This is a home stretch. We got Edwin Torres with Build My App. What's up, Edwin?
Hey, can't wait to show you what we came up with so far. I do want to keep it short, though, as funny as it would be to see you do 25 push-ups. There's rules. But basically, yeah, my team is Arcadius, Dennis, Joe, Marino, Pablo, and Rodine. And we've been working pretty hard so far on this app. Build My App is designed to connect developers with skills to make websites and such with project owners who have ideas for great projects. So they're able to connect and collaborate to create great apps. Let me share my screen so that we can all see what we have so far. But we, as a team of all web developers, we don't have any fancy stylings like the rest of you guys do, but we do have a lot of endpoints and functionality in here. And I'll show you some of the basic ones that we have here. But basically, we do have a login with OAuth implemented, where we're able to log in. I already have an account that I've created, and it loads up our dashboard where it shows my basic information. And then we do have one of the endpoints is create plan. So this is where a developer is able to submit a plan idea for an app that they build. So you're able to put that in, and it goes into our server with all the APIs functioning. I think showing you guys that might take me over the 2-minute line, so I'm gonna just take my word for it. But it all does work. It's pretty cool. But that's what I got for you guys.
Edwin, thank you very much. I think your page looks beautiful. That's the thing about week 1, week 2 presentations. Everybody gets all sketched out, like, oh man, my app looks so dumb. It's like, it doesn't look like that other one, but it's just like, it doesn't, and most of these don't ever look like anything until week 4. So I hope y'all will feel better after seeing everybody's projects. Some of them look amazing week 1, but it's the foundation underneath them that makes them really, really shine. You know what I mean? All right, keeping it moving. We got Andrew with what is the name of this project? I don't know this project. Andrew, are you here? Can you help me with this?
Yeah, hi, my name's Andrew. I'm with the TMA Endo project. We're a team of web developers that went through the Java course. So it's myself, Chase Garcia, Josh Kirsting, Dustin Bailey, and our Android developer, Jason Tizer, as well as our PM, Lowell Richardson. And so TMA Endo is an organization in Ghana. They work with farmers, retailers, and other organizations there to help provide support. And what they want from us is a way to track all those relationships and see who needs help, how they can get them the best help. So right here, we've got our beautiful login screen that Dustin built for us. We can go ahead and log in. And this is going to be a dashboard, just kind of the most important statistics they need, how many farmers they're working with, how many organizations, things like that. And right here, we've got some user data we're pulling from the back end. But what we spent most of this week working on and what we're really proud of is all of our endpoints. All those different groups have a lot of different data attached to them. They've got their crop yields, repayments on loans, all sorts of stuff like that. So I'm going to give you just a brief rundown of the types of endpoints we've had to build out. So we've got any crop we need to be able to manipulate, got to work with our farmers. We've got their installment repayments on loans. We've got to add new items that they can have in their inventory, as well as get their inventories, things like that. We've got similar things with the organizations and retailers. We've got some stats that we're still building out, transactions, type of items you can have on a transaction, of course the users, and then the farmers' yields for kind of whatever crops they've sold, what their goals are, and things like that. So that's all I've got for you right now, but we're excited to show you what we'll keep doing moving forward.
Thanks, Andrew. You said this is a Java team? You guys are doing like Spring on the back end?
Yep, we're doing Java and Spring.
Cool, that's awesome. I think that's the first time I've seen a large project doing Java.
Yeah, we were the guinea pig cohort, so to speak, for the Java program.
Cool, that's awesome. Well, I can't wait to keep seeing you guys. TMA Endo, it's called?
Yep.
Cool. Okay, the more you know. Excellent. Thank you, Andrew. Cool. Winding down. You're going to have to help me with this one. Anubhav with clone coding. Anubhav, am I saying your name correct?
Yeah, that's right. Perfect.
Cool, thank you.
So, hey everyone, this is Anubhav from Clone Code, and I'll share my screen real quick because we don't have much time. And so Clone Code is going to be an online platform where you can go and practice JavaScript problems. And since this week was all about backend, we are done with backend. We are done with 100% APIs, endpoints, but I'm not going to show you the endpoint. We're going to take a look at the stretch goals that we had. So we can sign in with this, and we have auth O for signing in, creating an account. We have account for that, and Chase is actually our team member, and he's really cool. And with this, we can log in. Once you log in, the user will be sent to the home page where he will see a bunch of problems. These are code challenges that user will see. You can select the code challenges. This is the code editor that we have. And it's functional. We got it to work. You can copy the string from here, the name of the function, code, clone. And if you run the code, bam, it converts the string. And yes, the good part is that you can clear the console, and the code is not being run in the application itself. We are using a web worker for that, so that if the user has written a code that is going to initiate an infinite loop, the application will not crash. The code is being run in this web worker, and if there's an infinite loop, the user can kill the loop.
Sorry, Anubhav, I got to cut you off, my man.
No problem. This was all I was about to show. Thank you.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's so cool. It's crazy,
Thanks.
like how complicated making something like this is. I'm blown away. It's wonderful.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Can't wait to see what happens next. All right, what do we? Are we at 75 or 50? I forget. I think 75. I don't know. You guys can help me remember later. Okay, I got Mark. Mark's going to be presenting Quizzer. Marthiango in the house. Mark, I don't know if you're talking. I see your screen, but I don't hear you.
Yeah, so my name is Mark. So we're making the Quizzer app, so teachers will be able to use this to both grade their students as well as see how much they actually know, because we're going to implement some remediation questions. So I'm working with Charles on Android, Nathan on UX, myself, Rosa, Joseph, Zach, and Tigran on web. So with this, you'll be able to, let's say you want to create a quiz, you'll be able to click on that. You can put in your quiz and you can create it. And then you're able to kind of divide it out within the different classes. So AP Gov, math, and so forth. And then you're able to make a profile. So you'll be able to get like your subscription in there. You see which one you're working with. You can make your payments. You can see your billing history. And then in the app itself, we were able to get it set up so you can log in. So you'll be able to log in with your Gmail, create it, and then you'll be able now to see down here that I'm in there. And then, so right now we have you'll be able to log in, like you can see a list of students, a list of teachers, and we'll also create it to show both of them and the users, and then differentiate between teacher and student. And that's about it. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, Mark. That dashboard, that dashboard that you have is sick. Did you make that dashboard, or was that just like something you plugged in?
That's for the UX to show like what it's going to look like.
Yeah. That's such a cool design. I like that a lot. It's very, what is it? When iOS or when OS X first came out, it was like lickable design, or like Steve Jobs like wanted the OS X to like look like candy. Say what?
Anthropomorphic.
And
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I never knew that. That's news to me. But that's what it reminds me of. It looks great. So thank you for presenting.
No problem.
Cool. All right. We got Angel. Angel's going to be presenting how to what? I don't know. Angel, tell us.
I'm Angel. I'm the iOS dev on my team. My other team members are Austin, Matt, Nick, Mira, Patrick, and our PM is Kevin. We are building the how-to application. It's a combination web app and mobile app where users will be able to make and find instructions for doing just about anything. They can review how-tos and browse through tags and specific users, or even favorite their favorite how-to instructionals. Let me share my screen real quick. Okay, today I'm going to be talking about something iOS specific. I know there's not a lot of us, but I thought this was pretty interesting. In the iOS curriculum, we're basically taught to do the user interface in storyboards mainly, but I wanted to push myself and try to do it programmatically because I knew that in a lot of professional environments, they don't like to use storyboards because they can have like a lot of merge conflicts. So basically, instead of using this, where usually you would drag in elements, you would drag in like a button or a label to build the actual user interface. You can just use code to do it. And there was an initial hump where like I thought it was pretty hard, but after getting used to it, I actually like it a lot better. So here you can see like the beginning stages of the how-to mobile app. This is actually pulling data from the backend, images and updating titles, etc. And so like here, instead of dragging out collection view cells and putting them on here, like this tab bar is being added to the view controller through this code. So instead of me messing around with storyboards and auto layout and stuff, like I use this instead to build it basically. And here it's like pretty straightforward. If you've ever worked with like building CSS.
Sorry, Angel. Gotta cut it right there, my man.
Okay, that was basically it. So yeah.
Cool, man. Thank you for presenting. I keep closing this list and then I gotta go find it again. All right, we got our last two. We're like right on time. So please give it up for Tyler. Tyler's gonna kick us off with Handy App. Handy App.
Yeah, hi, I'm Tyler. I'm gonna be taking you through our app, Handy App, today. We don't really have any of the UI or anything built out yet. We spent the whole week on the back end getting all our APIs built and configuring Stripe and Stripe Connect. So a little bit about our app is we are an app that connects service providers and homeowners together so that they can do projects on their houses, and then they can make payments and take care of all that. So I'm just going to do fake login here, and then I'm going to take you through Stripe on Postman in a second. So. And a little bit about my team. It's me, and then we have Guillaume, we have Sharon Jeet, and Spencer Meredith are the people on our teams. So we're going to do a login with Auth0 here. We're going to get a token, take this token over to Postman, and show you a little bit about Stripe. So this is the user that's logged in right now. So you can see there's no Stripe ID. There's no balance for him to pay money with. We'll take the token, put it over here. And what that did is create a new customer on Stripe with the Stripe API. And we come back over here, and we'll see in a second that he has a balance of $500, and he has a Stripe ID, so we can make a payment now. This is what took the majority of our time this week, and then being able to connect it with other accounts so money can be transferred. I don't think I really have enough time to take you guys through that, but this is basically what the code looks like. We have a new customer endpoint, a charge endpoint, a transfer endpoint, and then a payout endpoint. So all the money can be successfully connected between the two users. So thank you guys for your time.
There it is, Tyler. I got to say, I mean, once we get the Stripe API working through Postman, that was like one of the greatest moments in Lambda school.
Yeah, I agree.
The Labs project, oh my God, dude, finally got Stripe to work. It was just like,
yeah,
cool, awesome. Thank you for presenting. This is it. This is the final presentation. Stock sentiment app. Is it? Do I know how to say your name?
It's just yeah,
Donaldo, like the, yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay, so I'll just do a quick rundown on our architecture and what our project is. So basically, we're going to be taking real lifetime sentiment data from Twitter and social media, and we're going to be scraping it in mass quantity, sorry. And it's going to be, so this is like a quantity that even the Twitter API can't even give us. So we're going to have our own scraper, and we're going to be scraping on different EC2 instances with different IP addresses. So it'll be scraping at incredible rate and sending it all through our pipeline, which will basically this will help queue it in an effective way. And this will do this whole process from here to here, the glue, the Lambda, and the SNS again. We'll take it to our sentiment analyzer. And right now we're using a model from NLTK library, but we're going to be creating our own. And it'll be putting it all into a database. So the database is going to have all the tweets, it's going to have all sentiment scores, and actually just make it super efficient because we want it to be live data. We're going to be copying that database into a read-only replica. And this is to like really minimize the time the API takes to actually get the data. So basically from there, users, and this is the user side, the user is going to be able to make a request and say, I want data on Google. And just as a sample, here we have it. So you can put data and you could put Google. And this is a sample data set we have, and people can see, look, these are the scores on tweet 203, tweet 694, and they'll be able to ask whatever they want about the tweets. And basically from there, we're just going to add more user functionality that people can specify if they want Google or Reddit or anything. And from there, we're going to make a front end. And basically getting that to be very time efficient and functional is very challenging technically, but it seems very rewarding.
Donaldo, my man, thank you. That was a lot, man. You killed that in a minute and 30 seconds. I feel like you've explained so much more than what we just watched. This flowchart is crazy too. What is this service? Lucidchart?
Oh yeah, Lucidchart. Yeah. And it seems like a lot, but just to specify, like we need a different database for if somebody, people won't just search for stocks. They can search for anything. They can search for stocks. They can search for dog, but and we'll get that data from them, and we'll put it like back all the way through the pipeline. And if they search for something not in our database, put it through the pipeline and then get all that data. That'll be slightly more time consuming, but it can get any information from anything on social media.
Yes. Excellent. Wonderful. There's so many things oh my God, potential for this. This is crazy. Cool. Well, that's week 1, week 2. What are weeks? What is time? And the labs. This is great. Thank you so much for jumping in with me. I have this recorded, so for anybody who wants to go over the tapes, like on the replay before the next game or whatever, to like analyze their moves or whatever, or just people who missed it, I'm going to be posting it up a little bit later. So yeah, this is wonderful. It was wonderful to talk and see everybody. And so let's enjoy our weekend.
Hey, boss.
Come back Monday, and CJ's got something.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I think I just got a message that there's a team that didn't see the thread
Oh, really?
that would like to.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, we still got like a few more minutes for sure.
So
who is this team?
Dimitri, where you at, man? Are you around?
Yeah, I'm
Dimitri K? Yo, Dimitri. Okay, awesome.
Cool. So I'll go ahead and do this one. This is stock price.
Got some
Dimitri
challenges here,
K.
Donaldo. Got some more stock people coming through.
All right.
Yeah, are you going to do it, or do you want me to do it?
No, sir. This is your project.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, let me share my screen. Okay, so what we're doing, we have Lajuanti, we have me, we have Derek, and we have Zach Angel on our team. So we have 3 data scientists and 1 web developer. What we're doing is we're trying to make it easier for investors to invest using sentiment analysis only. So I'm going to go ahead and fire up this thing called the Dash application, which you'll see what it does. That's the database, and then this is the front end. Takes a little bit of time. Okay, so here we have Twitter, the stock, right? Here we can change the dates. Maybe we want to go back to 2017 and see what the stock looks like. Here's the stock price chart. Here's the daily risk profile of returns. So we can see that Twitter does have has what's called the tail risk here. So the tail is longer here than it is here. So we might not want to invest in Twitter in the longer term just because the odds are we might have a big tail risk here. Here we have the overall sentiment index based on the time frame which we select here. And here is the live sentiment. So what it's doing is it's grabbing tweets from the streaming API, and it's analyzing the sentiment in real time and categorizing based on negative and positive tweets. Right now, we're just using a basic placeholder model for this called Vader, but for this uses a more, how should I say this? A more involved in depth model, a deeper model, which uses Vader plus some financial lexicon that we've added onto it. And we're doing, like I said, we're doing everything in Python. And our web developer, Lajuanti, actually had to learn how to do a Flask application where she implemented authentication and premium features through an API, through a payment API, and she did that pretty well. Our main challenges right now are, let me see, the main challenges are to integrate this Dash application with Flask.
And my main challenge is cutting you off. I'm sorry to meet you.
Done.
Damn, this looks crazy, man. This looks really, really good for week 1. Hats off to you, brother. Sorry to get you in there last minute. But now we know the whole sign up process and everything. So we're all good for next week, right? So okay, we got, what was it? 125. I owe you guys 125 push-ups. I have them on your desk by Monday. So everybody have a wonderful weekend, and thanks. You're all my best friends, and I love you. I'll see you around.